morning, day or night. Welcome to Foreshadowing, the place where we happen to talk about films that haven't happened yet. I am HIRAM, I'm your host, and today I am joined by two of my good friends who are
Dan, your captain.
And Mr. Chuck.
and we are here to talk about what else but movies. Not movies that have already been seen, that have already come out, but the ones that are to come, and we know some things about it, like the trailer, basically. But, well, we have a set of ground rules here. Some of them, you can read them on screen. The other ones are basically, we have not seen the movies we're gonna speak about, only the trailer, maybe read some news or something like that. But we're attempting to predict what the movies will have, like the scenes, the moments, the sequences, everything that will make the movie the movie. And to begin with this hopefully long series, we're gonna talk about none other than the brilliant film that is The Maze Runner, The Death Cure. The third movie of a not so well received franchise. I can already see there are some thoughts in my friends, so if you will please say something.
I mean, the first one was great. You know, each moment of the film, I was like, oh, okay, this is good. This is taking me somewhere. I know this is going to be a trilogy, so I'm expecting more of this. And when the second one came out, I couldn't even get to the end. I'm not sure I even see the half of it, you know?
Okay,
Like, it was so bad, I was underwhelmed.
yeah, it happens. What about you, Mr. Chuck?
I mean, I really never liked the franchise, but I saw the second film. It didn't strike me as something bad, but I didn't like it either. I think that the whole concept of the whole book series, like these teenage boys who are in like a high school that is inside a maze, right? So
With your average high school stereotypes.
yeah, like in order to get out of high school, you need to get out of the maze.
Wow, that's such a deep analogy, man. But before we continue and begin to speak about the movie as it is, some technical information. The Maze Runner series is based on a series of books written by James Dashner. Before we continue, I must make obvious, if it wasn't already, we're not talking about Mr. Dashner's work. That's his deal. Well, I don't believe any of us have read the books.
No.
Well, we haven't. We're talking about the film adaptations. This is what we know regarding the films. As a total, we have a man who has seen the first one, another who has seen the second one, and I personally have not seen a thing about the Maze Runner, aside from the trailers and some YouTube videos that speak of the movie. But well, that's not the point here. Now we begin to foreshadow, and to that I'm gonna ask the Captain to give us his first thought.
Okay, so we're most likely going to see the characters where they're at, where they are, like, right after the second one. I mean, we have this train sequence in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
It's most likely to begin in, or like, well, we gotta attack this train. Oh yeah, bro! And they go at it and they do their stuff. I don't know what they're looking for or what is it for.
I am going to guess that they're just doing it because it's fun. I mean, like, we're gonna mess with the authority, man. We're gonna kidnap this train because we're teenagers. And something like that. I know it's like...
Because they want to rescue their friends, right?
Exactly, because...
They don't want the authority to kill their friends in order to save humanity.
Yes,
in the second film, there is like this blonde bitch who runs this government-like organization who wants to, hey, we're gonna grab you guys and we're gonna put you in a lab and we're gonna cure the sickness that is killing the whole humanity, right? So they're like, no, we're friends and we're gonna take care of each other. So like that's gonna lead them to hijack this train. I believe that's gonna be the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it's like the first major action sequence, perhaps.
Yeah, and there's gonna be like these really awkward scenes where the characters fight, like they knew karate for 20 years now, when they actually never really
And they're
knew
experts
anything.
in gun handling, like, oh
Yeah,
man, I have this.
Like they're suddenly experts in gun handling, with guns that don't really even exist, right?
Yeah, because
Guns
being
they really have never ever seen again.
because being a teenager means being able to do anything without any previous experience or practice.
Yeah, because that's high school.
Exactly, that's high school, man. And well, yeah.
I mean, let's get real. There's going to be this scene, and suddenly they're all back. Like, yeah, we did it, bro. Oh yeah, the high five.
It's
But-
radical, man.
We're having this kind of problem, dude. Oh no, bro. I mean, I know they don't talk like that. It's more like,
Like a parody. Like
I am serious.
yeah, we hijacked this train, but we don't have enough shit for the thing we're going to do. Oh no, bro. We need more. What if we hijack another train? No, it's not going to be enough. We just did that to make it look cool and show that we're teenagers and we have great bodies and we can do all these stunts and shit. Yeah, bro. Let's keep going, bro.
Yeah, we have to get in the maze. And that is like my next point because I do believe that a big part of the movie will revolve around these guys like going back into the maze, you know, the one they were trying to escape in the first movie, as I understand. And it's like, oh man, we have to like get rid of the authority that is trying to cure the world, you know, because they're experimenting on us kids and F you authority is like, yo, we're not gonna be your slaves. Even though the only female in the group is one of you, and that was like kind of weird. And I don't know what you can say about that because that's like the only thing I know.
I mean, as long as as I can understand about the series, there is only one girl who is not sick. Like there's
Okay.
only one girl who has the supposed cure to this super secret, super violent sickness, right? So I mean, are they going to repopulate Earth on this movie with this girl?
Well, that
Or are
would
they
be
going to?
Really
weird.
keep-
Yeah, so it would be like strange. But as you were saying, I do believe that if that were to happen, that would happen like towards the end, and it would be like I don't know. We'll get to that, but speaking still of the first act of the movie because that's what we're talking about at the moment. What do you think will be the scene that takes us to the second act? Like, what will happen? What's the first plot point?
Someone gets kidnapped and they have to save him, maybe. Like, we don't leave a man behind.
Because
Although,
we're teenagers.
yeah, and maybe 50 of us are going to die, but come on, bro. It's okay because they're secondary characters and fuck everyone and
And
whatever.
friends or family.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
I like that concept, and I do believe that the kidnap will occur will be aided by this girl that is part of the bad guys, or apparent bad guys, and it's gonna be like, oh, I was bait, you know, I lured him in, and he's now my prisoner, I'm gonna experiment on him, ha,
Wanna shack now or wanna shack later?
later, something like that, you know, it's like, well. And now it's, oh man, we gotta get in there
We
now.
gotta get
for
in there,
real.
but how? Oh, let's get back to the maze, right? 'Cause
Exactly.
that's the only way in.
For some reason.
Because that's a stupid ass idea.
Because for some reason they can't steal a helicopter or something like that.
Or like, I don't know.
Hijack another train.
And wait, they do have a helicopter at the beginning of the movie that is lifting the train, man. Like, why would they have to cross the maze again?
Maybe
Because they're teenagers, they like challenges.
Or, well,
because it's a 2-hour long fucking movie and they have to make it, really
Make it
long.
longer.
Like, well, you escaped from the maze, but you know that the maze is always changing, so fuck you.
because you know what else is always changing? Puberty! the maze symbolizes the changes in your mind and your body, and I'm getting off topic.
Dude, what the fuck? I hate book series. I really hate this.
But we're not talking about the books, man. We're talking about the movies.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
we hate the adaptations.
Exactly. Let's keep the books
Out of the question.
Exactly. Like, oh man, there are books. Good for you, man.
Let there be books. They are great. They are amazing. They had the rights to make a film about it, or maybe 3 films, or maybe 4 films.
Because that's something interesting. Contrary to other popular YA like properties, the Maze Runner made the smart decision of not splitting its last chapter into 2 movies. That was, I think, that's the most like.
I mean, I think it's more of a business decision rather than a creative one.
Yeah, obviously.
Because
but
you know, I mean, they're not gonna make 2 more Maze Runner movies. You know?
especially given the last
the
events of
yeah.
other YA franchises, you know, like Divergent. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of movie is just in decline nowadays.
Yeah, the genre is dying. Like
It might have worked a few years ago with Harry Potter and the Hunger Games, but nowadays I don't think this genre will continue
no,
to exist
but
much longer.
I do believe it's gonna like take a
A really
Time
good
out.
book or a really good book series.
yes,
in order to
that
do
would
this.
be bring back like this idea of
Yeah, I mean,
dystopic future based on a YA novel.
we had Lord of the Rings, you know. It was a great film adaptation with huge scenarios and fucking huge amounts of people taking part of it.
Yes.
And then it appeared Harry Potter, and it was great, although it wasn't
As big.
so much.
Yes.
But it was really ground based, and Hunger Games was great, although the last ones had a kind of a.
Yeah, they went out on a low note.
Yeah.
But well, back to the Maze Runner. They entered the maze. Can we agree on that? Like that would
Yeah.
be the second act mainly transpires.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the movie mainly happens inside the maze. No, like, we could have climbed with some big ass stairs and walked above the maze, maybe because well, the helicopter had no gas or for some
Or
reason.
whatever.
Exactly, whatever. For that reason, we have no helicopter or flying vehicle. So they're in the maze. What do you think will be the body count? How many go in? How many go out?
Maybe 20 guys go in, maybe less, like 12 or 7. I don't know. It's a really risky mission, okay?
Yeah.
Although you're going to save one guy or get the cure or whatever,
Or go for the girl because
it's always a small group that
Just girls.
goes. I mean, in the first one, the biggest group that tried to escape,
Mhm.
mostly it was because they were already being threatened by, I don't know, these kind of robo spiders things. So everyone had to run. There was no choice like, oh no, I'm going to stay here and fucking camp, bro.
I mean, otherwise it would have been known as the maze stayer,
Yeah.
the maze walker. I mean,
So, yeah.
it
totally.
makes sense that they run.
So they had to run. Everyone had to escape, and there was no choice of doing anything else. So I'm thinking this will be a bigger group than the one that survived the first one and the one that escaped in the second one from a facility. I don't remember it too well. But it's not going to be the huge army that it's like, well, we're bringing 300 guys to get into the fucking maze because there's no way that 300 guys doesn't make it.
I mean, it's gonna be like 4 guys in the end.
Four guys in the end.
The
3 or
4
4
main
guys.
characters that you have been going through with all the series, you know?
Yes, because that's something interesting as well. Like they casted a whole lot of
Actors.
people, actors, actresses, exactly, and they're like, man, why are you in here? Like, why do you appear in the last movie? And that's it. Like, what is the role of your character to be played by a somewhat relevant or
It's
known
because
actor.
we're
actress.
saving more kids, but we're risking more kids, but this one is a main character, so we have to sacrifice kids.
That is the original project name for the movie, Sacrifice Kids. But well, stepping to the third act and possible ending, how do you think this movie goes out? Like, what is the end? I mean, there has to be a confrontation because otherwise it's like, what was the point, you know? Like, protagonist, antagonist, they must collide. And I believe that the antagonist in this movie is an old lady
Yeah.
or something like that.
I'm guessing the girl, like the girl who used to be friends with the group,
Uh-huh.
is going to sort of revolt and is going to confront the blonde lady, the one who is the leader of the whole post-apocalyptic government.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be like, "Hey, you can't do this to them, even if it means risking the future of mankind." Because you know, this bitch in the second movie, she was very, very certain about her beliefs that these guys should die in order to help all mankind. Well, they should not die, but at least they should go into the lab they want to put them in.
Well, that's a nice thought. What were you going to say, Dan?
I think that Teresa, that is the girl
name,
character, whatever, is going to end up fighting Jason. That it's
Who
the actor that portrays Littlefinger in Game of Thrones.
Oh, all right.
So they are going to collide, you know, because they're the second like
In command.
leaders. Yeah. So Teresa is going to turn out to be good, really, or have a change of heart, a redemption moment
Okay.
where she is suddenly like, well, fuck this guy. I can help all of these guys that are my friends, so I'm going to help them. She helps them, and Jason is like, well, fuck you, bitch. So it's a confrontation between them and maybe other guys that help Teresa because she's no good and whatever.
And because the power of attraction is far greater.
And maybe Thomas and the blonde lady, I don't know who she is. I mean, I know she's the main antagonist and
Because
she's the
she's
leader.
played by a somewhat respected actress.
Yeah. So Thomas, that is Dylan O'Brien, and this girl are going to have a dispute that is join the dark side or whatever. Like, you saw Teresa come to this side, and they don't know that Teresa is no good, but whatever. They're going to fight. Maybe she's going to heal herself. Maybe the other guy is going to kill her, and he's going to become the real bad guy or whatever. But we need to see a confrontation between these two because they are the antagonists that were since the beginning.
Yeah, it's if not, what's the point of watching 3 movies
with a main bad guy and suddenly making her a piece of shit?
Yes, no, it wouldn't make sense to go out without a confrontation. Maybe, well, I'm guessing that if there's not a confrontation, like literally fist fight or something like
Yeah, a
that,
dialogue.
there will be an interaction, no? I'm calling, or I'll dare to call that this woman kills herself. I mean, I don't know why I get this idea that she's the kind of antagonist that would rather die by her own hand than like losing to a bunch of teenagers, you know?
Mm.
I mean, something like that could happen, I believe. Well, Littlefinger, you were saying, yeah, he gonna die.
Yeah.
There's no
obviously.
way out of it.
He's the
He
bad
did.
guy that you say, okay, he's bad because of his face and the actor that is portraying him. He dead.
He did, man. Any thought, Chuck?
I don't know. I think the ending is going to have this, as you said, a confrontation between these two bad guys, and in the end, only either the blonde girl, the blonde lady,
Okay.
who is the leader,
Yes.
or the Littlefinger will prevail as the main villain. Then we're gonna have this final emotive scene with two main leads, the only 2 survivors, like
Okay.
fighting the final villain, right? Like in a really
Blockbustery kind of way.
yeah, in a blockbustery kind of way with fist fight and all of that shit.
And then there's a gun and they grabbed it and then the girl really kills the main bad guy because the good guy can stay
and in the last minutes moment they like win in the most pathetic and
Yeah, it's going to be really dumb, maybe.
And it's like, hey, I always thought you would do the right decision in the last moment.
and they stare into the sunset and as the credits begin
And
to
hold hands, maybe they kiss, maybe they don't.
maybe they do
They
something
repopulate
else.
there.
Exactly. And that, my friends, leads us to our last segment. The stupid thought the fictions. What would you like to see that it can like make sense with the movie, it cannot? What would you like to see happen in the movie? Like, for example, what you were saying, they have to repopulate Earth, man. Like, can you imagine, like, being
Like
the only girl?
they should put a post-credit scene in the movie where they just start repopulating Earth, dude. Like,
One woman.
But that's PG above.
Yeah, I don't think the demography.
Like
audience-
R-rated.
Yes, no. That's for our next episode, man.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, but what else do you think could happen?
I don't know, dude. I would just like the writers and the director to mock the whole story because
Whole concept.
No,
the whole concept of the teenage movie. Like,
I need a scene where the bad guys get into the maze because, I don't know, they didn't feel the chopper or whatever. So it's the bad guys lost in the maze versus the good guys that think that because they escaped from the maze, they know how to get through the maze, but they're as fucked up as the bad guys. So it's basically everyone for themselves against the maze.
Okay.
You know, like a sequence where they are running like, oh, I know that this is the way because I saw it on the monitor and whatever, and then something comes out and fucking kills them and makes them shit, and they're like, well, fuck us.
Dude, I'm beginning to get really Hunger Games last movie
Yeah.
flashbacks, you know, in the part that. Oh man, there are booby traps in here.
But the only thing is that the bad guys don't know about the booby traps.
Oh
Or
man.
maybe they know, or they think they know, but they really don't. And the maze is like, well, fuck everyone.
Okay, that would be. You know what would be interesting as well? A scenario where they don't make it. I mean, like, the world ends, man. It's like, ha! We won! There's no cure. God damn! Credits.
I would pay to see Teresa staying bad.
Okay.
So everyone is in this moment like they need a Deus Ex Machina to whatever, you know, that it always comes in this kind of films.
Yeah, yes.
And then they're depending on Teresa's flicking a switch or whatever. And she's like, oh no, fuck you, I'm going to save humanity. I don't care about you guys. You suck.
But then that would be interesting, man. That would be like a nice change
Of peace.
yeah. Because otherwise it becomes the same. We save the world. We're teenagers and
very
man.
important.
Exactly. Like some adult people or like the world is gonna listen to some dumb teenagers, especially dumb teenagers that have lived most of their conscious lives
You know,
in a 4x4 space. I mean, that was like that must have been really messed up, man. I mean, like imagine one day you're in this square and suddenly it's like, well, I got water, trees, grass. Well, there aren't any ladies, but oh wait, here's a lady, and you could have lived happily ever after, man. I mean, maybe they could have not entered the maze at all, and they would have lived there. They would have repopulated there. Eventually, run out of resources, maybe. But hey,
But they can hijack another train or whatever.
no, because that would imply they go out of the maze, man.
Fuck.
Exactly. Well, I think we've given these more thought than the writers, or yes, the screenwriters,
Should have.
maybe the author of the books can tell a little more. Well, the books themselves tell a little more, no, because I was
Yeah.
reading that it's like these three books, or well, the books that are based for these three movies, and they have like 2 prequels or something like that. That Hollywood, if you're listening,
Don't do
I
it,
think exactly, don't do it, man.
Let it die. It's already dead.
Quit while you're ahead. Exactly. This can't go on for so long. Eventually, you're gonna make $0 about this. Well, actually, no. There's always that one guy or girl in this case that is gonna go see the movie because reasons, man.
Because
Reasons.
it's the book that she read and whatever.
Well, she read, quote unquote. But well, that would be like you have something to say, Chuck.
Dude, this film series is just terrible, dude. It should just end in tragedy and
Like
sadness.
like really sad moment for all those who were
Yes,
hoping. No happy ending, man.
Every character should just die, dude. That's my idea.
Well, I believe that was like the original concept, man. Humanity dead, but there had to be survivors because otherwise there wouldn't be history, you know. But well, I think that would be all for the Maze Runner, the Death Cure. I really don't think I'm gonna see this movie, whatever it happens. But hey, if we're right, that would be something. Maybe we could do something later about it with a better movie. But for now, that would be all, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening, and well, subscribe, like, share, do everything you usually do to show support to this channel. Be able to contact us in social media, and well, we'll keep in touch. See you next week with another terrible foreshadowing of another series of movies. I can see my friends are excited for what follows.
Yay!
That would be all. Thank you again, and see you next week.